last time, y'all?
I
Val and Anderson's
don't know.
thing.
Oh yeah, that did happen, huh?
More like it was happening.
I was dropping hints that they were being friendly for like a year.
Yeah, but all of us were like, no.
Shipping? No.
I just assume no romance happens in any
In
of the
this
games that I play.
About boats? Shipping?
Get out. I'm canceling stream for you.
Too bad.
Yeah, that was fun. I've been looking forward to that reveal. Oh no.
Yeah, I agree that one.
That's not very bitchy.
Oh.
It's not very bitchin' of you, Court.
It's not very cash money of you, Court. A politician, Val, come on.
He's a cute politician. That makes it better, right?
No,
Oh.
that makes it worse, actually.
At
So
least
long
it
as it
wasn't-
doesn't turn into an I can save him, I can change him, I can make him better, I'll get it.
Plus side, it wasn't Gellin.
Gaslight, gatekeep, Gellin
Girl
boss.
boss.
What are we doing? We're going to
We were talking about what happened
recap.
last time.
Yeah, I guess. Sorry.
Judgmental, by the way.
Pick
We
better,
freed the
better
slaves
dating
from the
partners.
first floor. Pick better dating partners. We find 2 gold armbands on one of the Sahuagin. Smina doesn't know this, but Val is seeing Anders, 18 question marks. I counted. We estimate that we were a month out from the battle. Tammel is gone and we're all sad. There was a note left behind saying, "We have him, don't worry." We worry. It was in the merchant's handwriting. Shroud proposes, excuse me, not po, that we go to the Dreadwood forest with him to tie up some loose ends. You're welcome. I am on so much cold medicine right now.
And it wasn't in the merchant's handwriting.
Oh, sorry.
Just
It was,
clarification.
yeah.
It was the handwriting that was from the previous note
Yes.
regarding the merchant.
Yes. I skipped over the word same as.
The merchant?
Again, I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. I just wanted to clarify that in case someone got confused or thinking I was putting...
I am still confused.
Okay, so the merchant that Tammel stole his scroll from, that he learned all his monk stuff from, he had gotten a letter.
Is this a backstory merchant?
Yes, that's why he doesn't like
This
merchants.
is not so... That's... Okay, okay.
He shared it with... I know he talked to Val, maybe as Meanie about it. I don't know if he probably would have mentioned maybe in passing to Shroud, but...
But I don't think it's a conversation that Winter and I had, which is probably why details are missing.
Yes, so... And he had gotten
Got it.
information that the merchant had been mysteriously deadened.
He had a severe case of deadness?
Yeah.
Huh.
So. Okay. So you are all on your way to the Dreadwood.
Adventuring.
Adventuring. And it's pretty easy to get to the Dreadwood. There's actually a road called the Dreadwood Road. What?
Whoa,
Crazy.
it's Dreadwood and not Deadwood? Because that's a lot less ominous.
Dreadwood.
Oh, nope, now it's a W forever. You did that to you.
Courtney did it earlier.
I was messaging her.
God is dead. And we have killed him.
Murder woes of our murder woes.
So I'll share this map. It doesn't have the... I need a better map if you're going to travel
I need
much,
a-
but whatever. So pretty much
Um,
the road goes like it doesn't quite follow that river. It kind of goes more easterly to the Dreadwood, but it goes to the Dreadwood and actually goes through the Dreadwood. And I think last time I said it was going to take you about 2 days because these hexes are wrong to get there. So what is your? It's a pretty wide road. So what is your marching order and how are you traveling?
Well, it's my expedition, so I should probably go first.
Okay.
Ismini will follow behind Shroud.
you said the road's pretty wide.
Yeah, I mean you could walk, probably 2 to 3 all in a row.
If I was gonna walk alongside, it's Mini, but like with plenty of space.
Ugh.
She showered. You know what? Val didn't shower. Stay over there. I'm offended.
Cool.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna mute myself for like the entire session.
You're good.
Is Meanie asking questions about? Oh, is Meanie know yet?
No,
No,
Never mind.
not at all.
Never
the
mind.
the only two that were told were Tammel and Shroud.
So I was going to say, is Meanie was probably going to be asking questions like showing her the book of poetry and be like, was it like this?
Why do you have to reveal these things that I had planned?
I was just assuming it was gonna come up anyway.
It's fine.
I was gonna be disappointed if it wasn't.
A menace. You're a menace.
We're all menaced.
We're all minutes. Oh, I mean,
I'm
I had to
sitting
be on
here
my.
in
Why
this
else do I have this book?
I had to be on
This
my
is
best
my plot
behavior
armor.
today.
About how far behind Shroud are they following? Because just to confirm, this is just a Shroud, Ismini, and Val adventure.
Yep, we don't have a Ned.
Yeah, somebody forgot to tell Ned you were leaving.
Forgot
Yeah.
to.
Sure. We'll go with forgot.
Okay. All right.
About
good night.
20 minutes into the walk. Where's Ned?
Likely drunk under a table somewhere.
We forgot Ned.
Sure, yeah, forgot. Oops.
You'd at least let him know that we were leaving Saltmarsh.
We'll be back. I don't imagine this trip will take very long.
It's probably a good thing. Seeing as the council's probably going to ask us for more help in about 2 weeks.
Fact-finding only.
So, I mean, okay, aside from fact finding, what else are we doing? What facts are we
Ismini,
looking for?
Are you aware of what the word only means?
Yeah, but I don't believe you.
Have I given you cause to disbelieve me?
Okay, it's not that I don't believe you. There's just always been more with you all in the past, and I mean,
Not my fault. I'm a very simple man.
I'm sorry.
James.
it's Bims. Bims be waggling that thing.
Why
Why
are
do
you
you like this?
why are you wiggling the pseudo-dragon?
He likes
Beams,
it.
why do you like that?
He's purring.
You're a very strange creature. Like I said, fact-finding. I'd like some answers, I'd like to talk to some people, and then we can come back home.
What are your questions?
Oh, very broad, what the hell happened kind of questions?
To you?
Correct.
I thought you knew what happened. Oh, you want to know about the other people?
Correct.
Got it. I mean, are you prepared for the worst answer?
Yes. I'm fairly certain the worst answer is the correct one.
What's the worst answer to you?
That they're all dead.
There's comfort in being dead.
I don't think there is. I think that's just being dead.
Oh, sure, but then you're not suffering and in pain anymore.
Suppose. Depends on how you see the afterlife, I guess.
This is a bit much, and I'm sorry.
Is meaning my people don't handle death the same way that perhaps yours do. When an elf, who, as a reminder, can live to be several hundred years old, is at the end of their life, they don't just lay down and cease to be. My people tend to become one with trees and live on.
As trees?
Correct.
So, can they be any tree?
Within reason.
Does the tree have to be as old as they are?
No.
Oh man, because
Typically, it
that
does
did
not.
not work out in my brain. So, huh. I mean, what's the reason?
Why should something as mortal as death prevent that person's knowledge from being available, I suppose?
So do you just talk to the tree?
I'm not a keeper. I don't know how they do it, but
Oh, you have
sort of.
people assigned to talk to the trees.
Typically the leader of the tribe, yes.
Okay.
That's why if you've ever met other wood elves, they tend to be rather persnickety about specific trees called spirit trees. It is believed that those trees possess what remains of the first elves.
Oh. Do they ever update their thoughts and feelings on things, or do they stay the same?
I've not spoken with one, so I could not tell you.
Can you add that to your list of questions? I'll make my own list of questions.
Why don't you do that? Now then, stop wobbling the pseudo dragon and let's go.
Pass them back over.
So you travel, and it becomes nothing really seems out of the ordinary. Like I said, this is a pretty well tended path, or road, and you meet a couple of travelers here and there. Nothing like some farmers going to Saltmarsh maybe to sell their wares, that kind of stuff. And as the sun starts to set, you probably start thinking about camp, and you see just off the road there seems to be what remains of possibly an old guard tower, presumably used to watch over the road.
Well, a structure to sleep in is better than none.
Is it dark in the structure, or do we hear anything around the structure?
There's not really a whole lot of structure left. There's like a wall and then like half of a wall. There's not really a huge structure. So it's pretty, I don't want to say fully open to the elements, but you can tell it's pretty abandoned.
I can start a fire.
Can see why not.
Gather some nearby twigs and branches and things.
Dope.
Hammond helps.
Alright, are you all going to set watch?
Well, we only need 2 people to keep watch. You want first watch or second watch, Val?
First.
All right.
And about what time are you switching off these watches? I'm curious.
So-
We both only need 4 hours of sleep,
Right.
so
1, 2 o'clock, something like around there.
Okay. So, Val, go ahead and give me. Oh, is there anything, that anyone would like to do? I mean, I assume you're going around the campfire, you're eating. Is there anything else you would like to do as you start settling into your camp?
I don't think so.
How's everyone feeling as you're starting to, hunker down? Val, how are you feeling? You've been very quiet.
Oh, yeah. I mean, probably a bit sad and disappointed and apprehensive. And just, she seems a bit more closed off again than she may have recently.
How's this meanie doing?
Meh. Mostly content. A little pensive, but
Shroud?
You know that feeling you get when, like, you know you have something that's probably going to be unpleasant, but you gotta do it anyway. So you may as well just shut up and do it. That one.
Gotcha. Alright, so Shroud and his meanie settle down as Val takes first watch. Val, why don't you roll me a perception check? In the tower,
In the
please.
tower,
Yeah. Where'd my thingy go?
there you go.
Cool. Well, if my footprint. Oh my goodness. Just a second. My PDF decided to freeze. There we go.
Amberly's in chaos mode. So you may hear her screaming in the background while she's throwing around one of her toys.
Is that what that is?
Probably.
Okay.
I also have my fireplace going, so that's the low hum. But any crinkles / meowing, that's a cat.
Just a cat. It's fine. So, you notice as Ismini and Shroud are falling asleep, you see a pale, translucent figure just kind of appear out of nowhere. He's off kind of a distance. You can tell by his clothing it's not modern day clothing. Definitely something that someone would wear years and years ago. Looks to be humanoid. Can't quite make out. But he's kind of pacing around, just muttering. You can't quite understand or hear what he's saying. But he's pacing, but he seems to be staying in a very small area.
And this does not at all seem like she saw in the forest with the animals.
No.
Does it seem like he's an active threat currently?
Doesn't seem to be looking at you or paying any mind to you.
She's going to watch him closely and be a little bit more on edge.
Okay. He just seems to be pacing in that small little area. At about 11, he gets down on his knees and he seems to be like praying and pleading, wailing, but again, doesn't seem to be paying you any attention.
Is it silent, or is he like actively making wailing noises?
It's mostly silent, but you do catch, like on the wind, you do hear that could be him wailing. It could be the trees or the grass. You know, it's kind of hard to tell.
She is going to go over and gently nudge Ismini.
Hmm.
You know magic better than I do. Have you seen anything like that? And she kind of points.
It wipes crust out of her eyes. What do I see? Do
You
I
see
see what's
this-
being described?
Yep.
Does that look familiar to me at all?
I mean, it looks kind of like a ghost. You've heard ghost stories.
She'll nudge Shroud a bit.
What?
There's a thing talking to itself over there. It looks sad.
About how far away is it?
So you're probably camped, I would assume, against one of the walls of what's remaining of the structure. It's on like the far side of like where the edge of the other wall would probably be.
Is there foliage, if you pronounce it wrong, that would enable me to do a sneaky sneak a little bit closer?
Yeah. Give me a sneaky sneak roll. Probably.
I think you gave advantage with Mask of the Wild, assuming that's what he's doing.
It's not advantage. It enables me to hide in natural terrain.
I remember we did it once before and I couldn't remember.
Yeah, so the hide rules are garbage in 5th edition. Rules as written, you have to be obscured enough to hide. And as a wood elf, if you are lightly obscured, which is normally not enough to hide, by natural phenomena, then you may hide.
Noted.
So you know, Ismini and Val watch as Shroud hunkers down low, takes a wide berth through the vegetation. And oh, hello. Oh.
Sorry, it
and-
was all blurry.
No, you're fine. And yeah, Shroud, as you approach this ghost, doesn't seem to notice you.
Am I close enough to make out better what is being said?
I thought you were about to ask if you were close enough to make out with it.
Um,
I'm the wrong subclass for that.
you still don't really understand what, I mean, like I said, you can kind of hear words. It seems to be a prayer or begging, but it's not super clear.
Do I have enough foliage to circle around and feign, like, walking along and stumbling upon the ghost?
Sure,
I would like to do that.
do that.
Are
So I'll
we able
just-
to see what Shroud's doing, knowing that, like, what he was doing?
Probably not, unless you want to give me a perception check to see if you're, like, trying to full on spot him.
Yeah, I would be keeping an eye out. Or trying to.
You do. You are able to keep an eye on him.
Okay. Val is, like, ready to lunge forward, need be.
Is this Meanie wanting to pay attention, or is she just kind of
She's keeping her eyes on the ghost.
Okay. Cool, cool. All right, so Shroud, yeah, you walk around and pop out, and you see the ghost still on his knees, wailing, crying, praying. He doesn't seem to take any notice of you.
Take a step forward. Hello?
Doesn't seem to notice you.
Another step forward. Do you require assistance?
He's still crying and begging.
So he's like facing me and doing this?
If you wanted to approach him head on, then yeah.
Am I close enough to see if there's anything on the ground nearby him?
Give me a perception check. You kind of shuffle the grass a little bit. You don't see anything.
So at this point, I'm probably like a step or two away.
Mhm.
Is he faintly translucent?
Yes.
I'm gonna get down and match where he's looking. Is he looking at something in particular?
No, he's going from, like, looking up, pleading, looking down, he's not really seeming looking at anything, not that you can see, at least.
Gently back up and go back into the foliage and spend some time gathering whatever plants are around and make a simple but traditional, like, burial token.
Mm-hmm.
So when you visit a tree that used to be someone you cared about, you would leave it. Just whip one of those up. It's, largely just a collection of plants, and set it in front of the man.
Okay. Yeah, so you do that. He doesn't seem to really react to it or at all. He's still kind of going on and on with his wailing and all that fun stuff.
He will murmur to the ghost a little bit. And then respectfully make his way back to the people that he came here with. Well, whatever it is, it doesn't seem to recognize our presence. So at the moment, harmless. Perhaps keep an eye on it throughout the rest of the night.
Val nod and sit back down.
Ismini will point her finger over at it and attempt to cast message.
Let me read what the message says. You can try.
Hey, are you okay?
No response.
I don't think it's actually there.
Well, you didn't tell him that he can reply to this message.
Oh, my bad. Okay, she'll point again. Hey, are you okay? You can reply to this message. I assumed that was, a thing since I asked a question.
No response.
I didn't respond.
He can reply to you when you do that.
Yeah.
Once.
Okay.
A short sentence, yeah.
How long
Okay.
do you think it took for Shroud to go and investigate and do all his little stuff?
20 minutes? 30 minutes?
Sounds about right.
Are they going back to sleep?
Well, if nothing else exciting happens, wake me up when it's time.
Faceplant.
So, Ismini and Shroud go to sleep fairly quickly, since they were woken up, I assume. About 30 minutes at midnight, Val, you see the ghost kind of stop doing what he's doing, like put his arms down in front of him, stands up, and starts to walk towards y'all. It doesn't seem like he's looking at you. His eyes, from what you can tell, just kind of seem to be looking off into the distance. He comes closer to you, but then stops at what you assume was probably like the courtyard or something, some bigger area in the middle of this ruins. And
As soon as
yeah,
as
go
soon
ahead.
as he started moving towards them, Val would get up and like have her axes out and put herself between him and their little campsite.
Yeah, so he's stopped about halfway between where he was and where you guys are. So he only walked about half the distance. And he stops and he just kind of stands there for a bit. Again, not really looking at you. And then he starts to walk up, like as if there was a staircase. And so he walks up, and it doesn't look like he's walking up a full flight of stairs, because he stops about, we'll say about 6 or 7 feet up. And then he stands there for a bit longer. What's Val doing at this point?
Is he still like coming in the direction of the fire or stairs in a different direction?
The stairs were kind of more parallel.
Okay. She's just going to watch, very on edge. Still placing herself between him and the others.
So you wait a couple of more minutes. He stands there, and then all of a sudden, he just drops and dangles in midair. I need everyone to make wisdom saving throws, please.
Open or tower?
Open is fine.
Hey, I'm not good at those.
I'm sorry. Oh, Val, you did a check. You need to do a saving throw.
Oh, sorry.
If it's the same, then don't worry about it, but...
It's a +0 in either case.
Okay.
Yeah, there it is.
So, Val and Ismini, you feel as... And Val, you can see this, so you know the timing of this. As soon as he falls, you feel like this sudden tightness on your neck. And Ismini, you would... Maybe you're dreaming, I don't know, but you kind of catch your breath for a minute, but nothing happens. Shroud, you... Again, I don't know, you don't dream or anything, but Val, you can hear Shroud in his sleep start gasping as he starts to suffocate.
My microphone isn't picking it up. I'm making choking sounds.
Okay.
Like, initial reaction is just like panic for herself,
Mm-hmm.
but Shroud gasping kind of like snaps her out of it, and she like, it's meanie.
Oh, do one for Bims as well.
No, don't you dare!
How dare you? How very dare you?
I wondered if he was going to have to, but then I didn't ask, so this didn't happen.
I was like, oh wait, he's sleeping too. It's like, what are you doing?
Is there anything?
The only thing
There's
I think
nothing in the new rules that gives him any bonuses to saves, right?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Bims is also
Okay.
Okay.
starting to choke.
This tracks.
Yeah, you gonna fight me?
Um,
That's what I thought.
so
Is meanie wake up?
It's Meanie, wake up! I don't like this. I'm sorry. I don't even know what the reference is, so.
Stranger Things.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. Yeah, for some reason I haven't watched it.
I haven't watched the 3rd season yet.
I am caught up.
So yeah, Ismini, Val is shaking you awake, seemingly a little bit more freaked out this time.
She'll
It's more like
like
just
wake
like
up
one hard shove.
grasping at that sensation.
Mm-hmm.
Vince.
You hear Bims going,
Ismini is going to just grab a stick or something and start hitting Bims.
Because of maintenance.
Boy, howdy. She'll also cast message at him. Bims, wake up.
So Bims wakes up, his eyes opens up wide, and he looks around hurriedly, and he's still gasping. And you see a message in your head, and showing him like can't breathe. Like he's trying to claw at something that's at his neck, but there's nothing at his neck.
Do I see the hanging figure?
Oh yeah, he's over there looking like he's being hanged.
Can I just cast an Eldritch Blast at it?
Go for it.
Panic brain. I don't know what I'm targeting.
Just
Just 2 of them. Yeah, yeet.
While she's doing that, can Val be like shaking Shroud?
Yeah. So she shoots an Eldritch Blast. They go straight through the figure. Doesn't seem to affect it all. Shroud, you're being shaken awake. You wake up. You can't breathe. It feels like there's a rope around your neck.
What are the odds that this isn't the first time this has happened, given Shroud's boat history?
Probably, I mean, that and also his working in bars history.
True. So I imagine he, like, wakes up, recognizes what's happening, and is not calm about it, but probably not as urgently panicking as expected. And it's a... And
Again, you don't
he'll
feel anything.
attempt to
around your
grab
neck.
anything.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So, yeah. Val, what are you doing?
Val has kind of like a wild panic look in her eyes, and just is like kind of like frozen at the moment. Just like I don't know what to do.
Ismini is holding Bims. She'll cast Mage Hand as a third hand, trying to find anything around his neck that's causing the choking.
Yep, you don't see anything. Shroud, do another wisdom save for you and Bims.
Is the pressure still around my neck and Ismini's neck?
Nope.
Or no? Okay.
So you still
Something tells
feel
me
that
that ain't gonna do it.
you still feel that tightness around your neck.
Okay.
Bims.
Oh, Bims.
And Bims, as you're using your mage hand, is meaning as you're trying to, all of a sudden he goes and just lets out like this little puff of smoke and goes and starts to breathe normally.
There's smoke inside of Shroud. The Mage Hand starts flying towards his mouth.
At this point, he's probably like standing and is gesturing like, no air. I guess he'll look around, and will he? If he does that, does he notice the hanging figure?
Yep, he's hanging there. He's kind of he's doing the hangman's dance.
Like nearby, like if he starts to pass out.
I'll walk towards him.
Okay. Val and Ismini, are you doing anything besides trying to harass him with mage hand?
Nope, that's exactly what I'm trying to do.
So what are you having mage hand do?
Mage Hand's trying to get in that mouth. I can't believe I said that sentence. I'm sorry.
So is that like
I mean,
forcing
Ismini on
his
cold
mouth
medicine
open?
makes way more sense. Ismini is convinced that she has to scoop out some sort of powder or smoke or something from Shroud's esophagus.
So Shroud, as you're stumbling towards this hanging figure, you see this mage hand coming after you, trying to like grab at your mouth.
which he's probably clamped shut out of habit and is like tucking his chin.
The hand looks just like Ismini's, but with more rings.
Flap at it as he's walking.
Alright, give me another wisdom saving throw.
Christ on a
Buddy.
bike. So I'm thinking about a bard for my next character.
Hey, you're still having trouble speaking. Bims is wiggling himself out of what are you trying to do? Wiggling his self out of Ismini's arms and chasing after you. Do it backwards.
I can speak telepathically with Bims, correct?
Yes.
It's not backwards
Because
now.
we have bonded.
Mm-hmm.
Wait.
So
Go to
as concisely as I can, can't breathe, feels like rope, image of hanging man. Help.
Bims shoots back. It's like,
not
me
down.
too. I don't
Yay.
like. Don't go towards it.
It's not
He
too
bad.
late.
The hand didn't work, so Ismini's going to stomp her feet a bit, head down, and charge at Shroud.
What oxygen was left in his body?
It's all trapped in the blood. Let me get it out.
We're aiming for like a stomach torso area.
So you're tackling.
Oh no,
him?
that's only the first one. Okay. Does a 12 hit you?
My AC is 17.
Thank God.
So no. So you like ram at him, but you just kind of miss. Like he hears you and sidesteps. Like no.
If I get to the man,
Mm-hmm.
are there incorporeal stairs present?
No. Just the man whose feet are probably right at your eye level.
Can I grasp him?
You can try.
I would like to try and grasp him.
Nope. Bims flies
shit.
on your shoulder and starts like pulling on like your hair a little bit, trying to like, pull you away.
Yeah. Well, I'm out of ideas for over here, so I may as well try to get away at this point.
Another wisdom saving throw, please. And what is Val up to?
She's just like
There we
Thank
go.
God.
God.
As you
she's nearby still.
as you turn, like you're like, okay, fine, Bims. You turn, suddenly you just that rope just that feeling's gone.
Oh. Well. Unpleasant. Affectionate head pat.
It nuzzles. A few more seconds go by, and the ghost stops wiggling and just is hanging there limply.
Make a, warding sign. And walk back to the campfire. Oh,
Can we leave?
indeed. I'll stuff the fire. Oh.
Ismini's hands are still glowing bluish black from what was going to next be an Eldritch Blast. That one was probably going to hit.
Not unless I have my shield out.
Technically, I don't know if you had your armor on either. Most folks don't sleep in armor.
Most folks sleep.
Got me there.
Can this mini see in the dark?
No.
She
But there
saw
was a
the
fire.
ghost. There was a fire, and the ghost was glowy, so you could definitely see that.
Shroud will, using some of the embers from the fire, light his lantern, just tie it, affix it to his belt before he snuffs the whole thing. Come on. We should be away from here.
You know, I have a spell for that. We don't have to do this.
Personal habit. I like this one more.
So are you traveling in the dark now, or are you just kind of getting far enough away to make a new mini camp?
Depends on what everyone else wants to do, of course, but Shroud probably wants to move at least half an hour away. And
Val's
we can
being-
just hunker down and get a later start tomorrow.
being quiet and just following wherever they're going.
What do you think he was asking for?
I'm not sure. But then again, I don't really know what people tend to ask for before they swing. But such thoughts are not conducive to sleep.
Are there any other signs of ruins that look like that, or any other used to be huts or walls or on our path?
I'm sorry, say that again. Are there any more buildings type stuff? No. It seemed to be just kind of like a guard post to protect travelers of yore.
What about like any kind of like cobblestone fence wall or anything?
Yeah, you see like a fence like that.
Steer away from that.
Did the ghost look like a guard?
Nope. At least not any guards. He seemed to have pretty plain clothes on.
Was it a human?
It was humanoid. Couldn't quite tell if it was like elf or anything, but it was leaning more towards human.
Okay.
Well, that likely brings us to the beginning of my watch anyway. I'll set the lantern down. As best as you can, you should get some sleep. I'll keep watch.
Are you gonna have enough sleep?
Yes.
Okay.
Is it just kind of open plains at this point, or are there any like trees like that?
There's some trees. It's not like forest or wooded, but there's like a couple of groups of trees scattered here or there.
Are they close to one that Val could climb up into?
Yeah.
She's gonna do that. Kind of just climb up onto a lower branch, back to the trunk, and lean her head back. Resting as best she can.
So, Shroud, give me a perception check, please, in the tower. The rest of the night seems to pass pretty quietly. You hear some wolves maybe off in the distance and, normal nighttime activities, but nothing that seems to come close to your camp. And the sun rises.
Once he's fairly certain that Ismini is like actually asleep, he'll probably turn the lantern off to conserve oil, but if they don't wake up naturally, he'll give them an hour past when they would normally wake up before he begins the like morning ritual, preparing food, that sort of thing. Not trying to wake them up, but also not necessarily being quiet about it.
Mm-hmm.
Val's like is awake, but kind of just watches from where she's sat against the tree until Ismini wakes up.
Minnie wakes up at her usual time, but just kind of stays laying there. Is like circling, like drawing circles in the grass and just not ready to get up.
Mood.
She doesn't have a phone to play on, so.
Well, once she sees movement, she'll come down.
Any ghosts up there?
None that you have to worry about.
Are you a ghost?
No.
Wow, that was something. Okay. No more ruins.
Agreed. Well, if you're like me, you likely don't have any appetite this morning, but food's important. Come on. Food's up.
Eat whatever he's offering.
Basic road rations.
Delicious.
But when Shroud cooks, he uses leaves as plates.
So lame.
I'm on theme.
Smitty would prep some tea or something.
I feel like the one true human habit Shroud has picked up is coffee in the morning. Like that tracks in my brain.
Hmm.
I think Ismini's the first character I've made that doesn't like coffee.
Hammond agrees.
Damn it, shut the fuck up.
Is there anything y'all need to do before you leave? Set off towards the Dreadwood?
Before we leave.
Leaf?
Sorry, meh.
Can I request something of the both of you?
After all I've asked, clearly not.
Don't think you'd be inclined to do this task anyway.
Ask it, Val.
If at any point we're away from Saltmarsh, and I don't return to Saltmarsh, would you try to get word to Anders before you would go into the council? So he wouldn't find out that way.
I can do that.
Anders specifically?
And Val blushes a little bit.
There'll be a moment of deadpan. Look at his meanie. Look at Val. I'm going to go gather some supplies for next night's camp.
Girl time.
Takes mug of coffee.
Bims is like, am I coming too? I want to come too.
I can see it. I can't, but Shroud gets up, comes back, takes the coffee. Bims is just sitting there.
What are you talking about?
Flies away.
I've agreed to spend time with him outside of the council meetings.
Not Hannah or... Oh. Sorry, I was still stuck on the previous question.
If something happens, I don't want him to find out in a council meeting.
I didn't realize that you became such close friends with Anders. I mean, that's fun. That sounds risky.
Isn't
Given-
something planned.
That he's also part of the people giving us money to do things. It's more than friends, isn't it?
Recently, yes.
Okay. I have this book if you want to borrow it. You know what? If you read it, you can have it. I don't do stuff like that. I'm sorry. I think it's not for me.
Just the book I think you're talking about, I don't know, thank you.
Pulls out the poetry book. I could just read lines from afar if you want, and not at you and Anders while you're together. But
Do we have an official title of this book yet?
no.
I think there's some options floating around, but I don't think
Is one of them Shiver Me Timbers? Because I think that has to be one. Or Shiver Her Timbers, I guess.
Shiver their timbers.
Let's be inclusive. You're right.
Val is just like a little bit flushed currently, but also like. So you'll quit your tip.
I'm sorry. Say that one more time.
Like, you'll get word to him then?
Yeah. I'm sorry for the immature approach about it. Wow. That's that is like me. I just don't not wimmicisms. Witticisms? Witticisms. Okay.
Words are hard.
The two T's together looked like an M. I don't mean to be so immature about it. I mean, how long has that been going on?
He asked me to spend time together specifically right before we left for the fortress.
I see. Okay. Like I said, I think it's you didn't ask my opinion, so I'm not going to give it. Because it's none of my business. And as long as you're happy and safe, then I am happy. And I will give word if something happens. And I also make it back. If you go down, I feel like I'm not going to make it back. Don't go down. Smeany's going to get up, kind of awkwardly toddle away for a minute, and turn around again, start awkwardly toddling away. Shroud, did you find everything?
Steps out of the forest from the direction he did not walk. Bag already on. Yes, let's go.
Right.
Onward.
And you continue on your way.
Boy, howdy.
So you continue on down the road for about half a day. And as you continue on, you see someone sitting on the side of the road. You've not met too many people by this point. You're almost to Dreadwood. The like the farmers and stuff have thinned out. And you see this halfling sitting on the side of the road. They have a pretty big sword next to them, but they're sitting there like
Glad you noticed.
Sorry.
they could just be happy to see you. Yes, Torque.
Is it big in proportion to the halfling?
Yes, like it's a great sword, proportionally to a halfling, which would probably be
So
just
it's a
normal
halfling-sized
sword.
greatsword. So it's just a
Yes.
long sword for me. Got it.
Yes. And you see, and they're holding, they're holding onto it, and they're kind of fidgeting. Their clothes look very ragged. Ragged.
A pointed distance away. Hail, stranger.
Doesn't really, just kind of looks at you, like glares almost.
Do you require assistance?
He took my mind. I killed him, and he took my mind. You see him start to stand up, using the greatsword to kind of heft himself up.
Crossbow? Who's that?
Gonna come up alongside Shroud.
Don't remember her name, but didn't get named. Just you killed him, and gone.
Is there anything I can do about that?
You don't know. Don't fight. That's all I know. Fight, kill. And he doesn't seem to be coming towards you, but he does kind of ready himself up if you do. Like,
Well, I have no interest in fighting or killing at the moment.
nothing for me. No, mine
So-
can't do nothing.
Take a gamble. 6 friends and I are going to just move past you.
Or do you start walking? Or
Like, slowly, grapevine, circling around. And, like, over his shoulder. And my friends are going to walk with me.
It's mean he's glued to Shroud at the moment.
So there's probably 60 feet and a crossbow between this man and the party at the moment.
okay, he doesn't seem to come towards you.
Okay. Once circle all the way around so that there is still 60 feet between us and him. I am going to continue to face him. Val, would you mind leading the way for a little while?
He watches you, and
enough.
he watches Shroud, and he takes like like a fake. He's like, ha! And he just kind of sits back down and just starts laughing and going back to what he was doing before.
Should we have put him out of his misery? Also, there's not 6 of us. It's only 3.
It's called a lie, Ismini. But when people are questionably sane, sometimes if you can convince them that maybe the fight isn't worth it, you don't have to have it.
But we already outnumbered him.
Correct. But there are still people who are foolish enough to pick a fight 3 versus 1.
Four.
I guess.
Bims holds up 4 claws.
You're right. Sorry. 4. I've watched drunken sailors attempt to stand off with an entire bar. It didn't go very well for him, but it didn't stop him. As to whether we should put him out of his misery, perhaps. But I'm not about to become an executioner by trade.
At least he didn't attack. Yet, looks behind.
He's still
Shroud
sitting
is
there.
walking backwards at the moment. He isn't, like, crossbow up anymore, but he's just, like, using Ismini as a guide. He's just walking backwards.
Yep. So you continue on.
Rock.
Shit.
And
Does he take the lead again?
After about 5 minutes, if he doesn't see any sign of the insane halfling, we'll call a quick stop. Say, all right, I will take the lead again. If you see him charging at us, here's what you do. You say my name and an approximate distance. When that happens, you should both step to the side, because I will then dip, and he'll, like, demonstrate his slow motion, and just, like, crouching to a knee and bringing up the crossbow behind him. And I will fire. Please do not be in the way. We understand.
Mm.
Practice once. And when he says practice once, he actually means practice 6 times.
Oh no. He would be one of those.
oh,
After the 3rd time, the statement is, prove it wasn't luck, do it again.
I think I have enough practice dodging your crossbow.
If you had
Is that
enough,
why
you
you
wouldn't have
keep
been
getting
the
hit
first
by
time.
them? Oh boy.
She's just gonna like shoot him a look.
Once he's satisfied that they understand the move, the formation, he'll continue walking.
Alright. So it's Shroud and Bins in the lead, Ismini, and then Val in the rear.
Yeah, worked before.
Yep. So you continue on your way. Nothing more happens. And looks like this is a good time for a break. So we got a late-ish start.
Sounds good to me.
So at this point, you can see the Dreadwood on the horizon. You'll probably have one more night of camping, and then you can get there by mid-morning.
Great.